Wait, let me just close the chat. That's distracting me. And why is it that 70% spend the time? Because the more better you do your record is like winning the half battle. Okay. So today you'll understand how to gather intelligence. Like there are two types: active scanning and passive scanning, and also you'll see rules of engagement and some practical. Okay, so now let me share my screen. Is my screen visible? Someone can unmute themselves and tell me. Um, okay. So this is today's journey. We'll answer what is penetration testing, but in short, like for those who don't know the stages, what's the difference between active and passive, and why does quality recon matter? Then we'll go with rules of engagement, which are the non-negotiable ones. They tell you what you can and cannot do, and what get violating it can get you sued or arrested. And also we'll actually see a flow, like how the flow should be. We actually start with ROE, then we go for passive, then active, and then documentation, and finally the pivot to exploitation, and again documentation. So today it will be more like a scenario based, where you'll see real command examples, real outputs, and decision points. Okay, so reconnaissance, or we call it recon. This is the information gathering phase. Before any penetration tester touches any system, they learn who works here and what technologies do they use, what's exposed publicly, which systems are easy to targeted. So think of this like you all have may have seen Money Heist. So before starting an heist, the actual thing is to plan the heist, right? So the team spends more time studying about the camera angles, guard schedules, and then building the layout that actually lets you break in. So in penetration testing, the same thing. Recon gives you the detailed map. And why does this matter? Because quality recon directly correlates with the engagement success. The more you target, the more complete your target profile is there, the more precise and the more effectiveness your attack vectors become. So you'll spend less time guessing and more time executing. Now let's start with passive recon. So what's passive recon? It's basically where you have zero interaction with the target, like you don't touch the systems directly. Or you only surf through the publicly available data like search engines, DNS record, social media, breach databases, and there are some tools, Shodan and Sublister, but Sublister doesn't work for everyone, so I've decided instead of Sublister, we'll go for Amas. And other things are also there, like there's LinkedIn to scroll, like you can find the CTO of a company. There's Google Docking. If someone doesn't know Google Docking, just let me know. Okay, so why does this benefit us? Because from target's point of view, they don't see us. So detection risk is actually zero. Your activities leave no footprints on the systems. Okay, so should we start with the practical part for Shodan?
Yes, ma'am.
Vatan sir, I'm getting request for joining the session now. Should I allow them?
Yes, allow them to join.
Okay. Multiple people are there. Okay, for latecomers, this is the last time you'll be allowed this late. From next time, I'm not going to allow anyone. And till now, we have just discussed the theory part of what passive recon is. Now we are seeing showdown. Okay, so this is basically the, you can see my showdown screen, right?
Can.
Okay, so basically showdown is also called the search engine for hackers because this lets you scan the entire, means almost everything like IPv4 addresses, devices, those things. For an example, let's search an organization, for example, Google. It's taking time, but what will actually happen? This will return us the IP addresses, a world map. We'll see it. So this is the world map, and the most like the darkest shade of red is where it's more active. I'm still getting request to join. Okay. Hmm. So this is one thing, like you can search for organizations and you get their IPs and those things. You can also search for IP range or some port number, port 443. This is for HTTPS, and this will return us the result where 443 is open. These are the top organizations, top products, those things. Um, okay, so you can also search for product directly, like maybe Apache. See, so why we are just searching and why this is dangerous. So let's say our company our company itself, Cyber Wall App, is running Apache version with a known RC vulnerability. So Shodan will tell you exactly which IP it's running on and you'll know where to attack, right? Also, Shodan may reveal other things like maybe there's an exposed MongoDB database on some port number with no authentication. So you'll find a critical vulnerability basically without even touching the network. And what else can we gather from Shodan? You can gather the IoT devices, the printers, cameras, routers, or there may be exposed admin panels, misconfigurations like open databases, backup servers. You can also find the potential starting points for exploitations. Okay, so let's go to the next tool, which I said instead of AMAS, I'll be showing you the, sorry, instead of sublister, I'll show you AMAS. You all can do this practical side by side. Just open your Linux. Just give me a few seconds. I'm start turning on my Linux machine. can see my Linux machine, right?
Can Samika.
Okay. Now for AMAS, you can first of all just run AMAS to check whether you have AMAS installed or not. You can also use the search option as -h. This will give you the help menu.
Yes, can.
Yeah, so are you guys performing it with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay, so just type amas enum hyphen passive, and let's do one thing. Let's scan for cyberwall apps tab domain itself. I might be having this. Okay, wait, let me just type it. Amas, sorry, amas enum hyphen passive mode followed by hyphen d and cyberwallapp.com. Now this will take a few minutes to scan. So till that time you can ask me other doubts, like this will take a long time to scan. Or I can just tell you what AMAS will do in the background. So as we are using passive scan option, AMAS involves gathering subdomains information from public. Like this doesn't ping directly to the website, and third party data sources, well, you will get those sources like directly interacting without the target's infrastructure. Okay, so we did get some output. Sorry. In this way, you can just elaborate your findings, and you also get new targets to search. Now let's move forward. The last command was okay. Yeah, someone please share him the last command. Okay, so everyone so far is with me, right?
Yep, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are the two options you can use for your passive scanning. Along with that, you can just go to Google and search for, sorry, the thing I said, the Google docking things, those things. Now, we just saw this. Now, let's talk about active scanning. Okay. Let me give you more example. What like should I perform it, or do you want to perform it? Like just go to Google, search for WHOIS, and enter company's name. So it will give you its ISP and hosting provider, those things, name servers. Should I perform it? Hello.
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait. Let me just start Google once.
Samika, just wanted to update one thing. Rather than going with the
Okay, now is it visible?
Yes, now.
Yeah, so there's sync scan which you can find by SS. There's SV scan used to find the versions. There's SC scan which is used for Nmap scripting engine. For this, I guess you need to use sudo at sudo level. And the default ports which Nmap scans is the famous ones. And if you want to scan more ports than like the all ports, you can use -p option. This will scan all the ports for you. Or if you want to scan specific ports, you can use -p followed by the port number. And if you want multiple ports, after -p, the port number 1, comma, port number 2, and so on. There's um, aggressive timing scan which you can use to speed up, which can be done by like there are levels T2, T3, T4. There's scripts which you can use by script vulnerabilities. Like you will just type script followed by what you want to, which script you want to run. And the last which I want to tell you is you can save your output. Can someone turn off their mic? I guess someone's mic is on, so my voice is echoing. Hello? Let me just mute them. Okay, it's Darshan. Huh.
Just do one thing, remove Sudarshan. If you will turn on his mic again.
Yeah, sure. Ibrahim, I just told it right now, like SS is for sync scanning, version, sorry, -SV is for version, -SC. Were you not attentive? You can do one thing. Whenever there's a the recorded lecture is on YouTube, you can just go through it again. So as for output, you can save those output files using -OA followed by the output name which you want to save. And the next is Wireshark. So like I said, Wireshark is actually a passive scanner which just listens to. You can see my Wireshark screen. Hello? Yeah. So this just captures your traffic. Let's try generating some traffic. Wait, maybe I go to browser and search for something. This will generate the traffic. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, traffic is getting generated here. Now, in this, there's also a filter option, like you can search for TCP flags, or you can search for some keywords. Like this does what I'm trying to search now will not work for HTTPS, but for example, your target has searched through HTTP site, so this will get captured. And there are like many filters for it. There's also a way where you can just follow the stream and you'll get only specific information about that stream. So that will be more convenient for you, and so on. The other thing which I was talking about is Dogbuster. So again the same thing. Just type derp in your terminal, and if it's not, but it's pre-installed mostly. If it's not, it will ask you if you want to install it or not. And for derp, you have to give a word list, which is usually at user share. I need to, okay. So rockio.txt is one thing. You can just unzip it and you'll get a word list, and then you can enter the URL which you want to search for. Now, but the thing here is the detection risk for this dub is absolutely high, and you will generate extensive logs and also trigger multiple alerts. So it's very important to just go with the rules of engagement, which about which we are going to talk about later. Now, let's talk a little from the defensive side. Like, okay, we are performing the attacks, but how those people react to it. So there's three critical detection angles from the defender's point of view. The first is IDS. IDS stands for Intrusion Detection Systems. These are specifically designed to flag suspicious network activities. So whenever you run an Nmap command, it will scan the that multiple packets are being sent to different ports in rapid succession, and there's some unusual service version probes. So there might be an example like this, that the port scans are getting there's a port scanning thing from this particular IP, and they are targeting are these ports, so you can simply block that IP. The other thing is web application firewalls, WAF. So these are like the gatekeepers of web application. This will immediately identify automated attempts, and um, here I can give you an example, like I said for dub, if someone's trying to search for multiple directories on the same time, this WAF will detect this request and will alert it to you. The third thing is network traffic view. So if there's any direct network and so like Wireshark, you can also say this can be used in defensive side as well, because this will tell you if there's any unusual or unexpected traffic patterns going on your network. So the thing basically behind sharing this defender's perspective was that every active technique which is visible to you is also visible to the defenders. So the key to transparency is that you should follow your ROE agreements and not evade directly. Okay, so we have already seen the active tools. Uh, just one second. Vatan sir, I shouldn't admit anyone now, right? I guess Vatan sir is not here. Okay, so I did mention ROE multiple times. Um, Basically, this tells you like what things you can search or what things you cannot search. Like this is a clear instruction of telling you. This is a clear instruction of rules. This will protect you and the organization both. So always ask and document these things. These are the four questions which are the primary four questions, like what can I test? Just a second. What can I test? This will define the exact boundaries of your testing. For example, can you test the company's public facing website, or is there any internal network in scope? If you find it, can you test on it? Are there only specific applications which are authorized, or what about the third party vendors which the company is using? Uh, some example, like a small example for this can be um, it's testing the admin level laptops allowed. So so usually it's not, because they contain the most critical information. The second thing is what can you test? Sorry, what can I test from the penetration tester's perspective? Sorry, when can I test? This will give you the permitted hours and the number of days for your activities. Like some organizations only allow during the off-peak hours. So this will minimize the business disruptions. Others may restrict timings to specific weekends only, maybe. Um, for example, if you are someone who likes to work at night, but if the company says no, you can't work at that specific time. The third thing is who do you contact if something goes wrong? So this, like, many people forget to mention, but this is very important. Like what will happen if you accidentally crash a critical system, or what if you discover something highly sensitive, or there's something completely unprotected data. You must know to whom you should contact. Like, for example, what if you accidentally take down a production server? There should be an emergency contact. Actually, don't try to do so, but if it happens, there should be an emergency contact so they can bring up all the backups again. And also, like I said, what you should as well as what should I not. There are some boundaries, like maybe because of Nmap, there's excessive kind of DOS thing, and the tools might crash, or the systems might be the systems might crash. Or for example, you're using DOS itself. So for those things, or are you allowed to download something like the user data they have? Can you filter the passwords or encryption keys? Those things. So far, is there any doubt? Should I ask you some questions as an icebreaker? Like what should you test and what should you not? Hello? Okay, so just turn on your mic if you want to answer, because I'm not actually seeing your chats right now as I have my screen recorder on. So the first thing is, what if I have Nmap and target company's name? Can I start scanning the public IPs? Someone just unmute yourself and answer.
And actually, you can't directly scan Nmap now. We have to have permission of that organization, so that we have to, before scanning, so we have not scanned.
Yes, we can.
Actually,
Yes, ma'am, we can.
no, actually,
We
the
can, we
first
can.
answer is you cannot. Someone did say it right. ROE, until and unless it doesn't clearly state what test you are authorized to do so, you should not do. And also, as Nmap is an active scanner, this will get you in trouble. Okay?
Hello, madam.
Yeah,
Since Nmap is an active scanner, it means like we'll be interfering with our traffic, right?
yeah.
So that
That's
is why
the
it is
reason you need
not.
to have ROE.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, even if they are using the log monitoring systems, they'll catch up your IPs, right?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So the next question, what if the client says test everything that's on our environment? Is this a good ROE scope?
Yeah, I think it's a good ROE score because I have to test. We have to test each and everything on the because they are giving us the permission to do that.
Okay, is there any other answer? Like if someone wants to counter this answer. Okay, so I'll answer it myself. So the answer, according to me, is no. Like the scope must be specific. The company should provide you exact IP ranges, domains, applications, and those things. Because this is a very vague answer. Like everything should be tested because this might lead to some misunderstandings or legal risk. Like maybe, like I said, the company may use some third-party apps. So if they have said everything, they might later say that this was not our everything. Okay, so third question. During a test, if Nmap finds a new cloud server which is not listed in ROE, what should you do?
You have to not scan it now. You have to not scan it. You have to do only the work which is assigned in ROI. You have to not even see anything besides the ROI.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's a situation where you have to, you can just ask for an updated written approval before scanning. Um, Maybe your scan accidentally caused a production server to slow down. What is the first thing you should do?
We will contact them that in escalation, emergency contact, and tell them that this happened.
Yeah, exactly. You should stop the test, and like I said, you should ask for emergency contact before touching anything. So whenever this mishaps happen, you can inform to the designated contact, maybe their SOC or their IT lead, and share those details like what you ran, and so it will help them stabilize the systems. Other thing is, what if a client says verbally in a meeting, social engineering is okay? Can you start phishing?
I think we need the documentation, ma'am.
Yeah,
We need
exactly. If it's
documentation.
not written in your ROE, it's out of scope. Like whatever the thing is, get social engineering explicitly added, reviewed, and signed before launching any phishing or physical test. Okay, that's it from like the questions from my side. Let's continue again. We did discuss. Okay, wait. We did discuss this. Um, Component one. Yeah, let's go to this. Okay, wait. Before starting this, I want to tell you all the understanding of, like, sorry, the consequences of ROE violations, which will help you recognize why these agreements are non-negotiable. Let me just find it. If it's here itself. Like these are the things which we have already discussed, so I don't think so. There's a point in discussing these things again. Hmm. So what will happen if something like I said, the consequences of ROE violation. The first thing is unauthorized scope expansion. Like I said, this is also a thing. This occurs when you test assets that are not explicitly listed in ROE. For example, maybe you are given a specific domain like maybe cyberwarlab.com, and like we found one in our test, vapt.cyberwarlab.com. So if it's not written in approval testing, this is violation, and the consequences is that it's a breach of your contract and potential lawsuits, or like they can take an action against you, and this will also damage your professional reputation. Now, this thing, I guess I didn't mentioned before, which is exceeding authorized times, like maybe testing outside agreed windows might disrupt the business operations. For example, like I said, if there's off-peak hours and you decide to scan DOP scanner at 2 p.m. at the business hours, this will crash the web server, right? Like there's a possibility like this would happen. So at that time, they can charge you for damages, and again the same thing like the contract termination and legal actions. The third thing, whenever there's a lack of communication, for example, you discover SQL injection vulnerability that allows database access, but you didn't notify the client until your final report. So in that case also, like I said, if you find a critical vulnerability, you should contact them immediately. If you don't, this will result in loss of client trust, and maybe your future projects, you might lose them. The fourth one is improper data handling. So like I said, if you access anything or download anything without the client's without the client's approval, like for example there's a sorry, there's a customer information on some specific there's a specific database, and you download it on your personal laptop for analysis, and then you think that you will delete it locally. So here also, like even if you delete it, it's not actually gone. So at this time they can charge you for GDPR, CCPA, or criminal charges, and there's a massive amount of fines for that. Now let's go to the document requirements. So professional penetration testers, like I said, you should have a thorough documentation. This will protect you legally and will provide the client evidence with your work and ensure accountability. So there should be a formal signed agreement by all relevant parties. Like you are there, your team lead is there, any client representative or any approvers which you need to use. That agreement should be signed by all, and try to keep it in a secure location so you can reference it through your engagement. Again, test plan, daily logs. People are still joining. It's almost 1 hour that we have started it. What other things should be added is which reconnaissance techniques are you going to use, which tools you are going to use, the techniques and attack vectors, the timing and resources requirements. Those things should also be added in this. Um, do you want wait, I'll open my notepad and I'll show you a basic thing of how you can how you can add your documentation things, or I'll just share it in the chat. Wait, I'll type it in the chat itself. For example, you first of all you write down the date. Um, I I'll just verbally tell you. There's date and the exact timing where you are performing which attack. For example, you say you are port scanning something, so there's date followed by time, followed by activity, and then there's your tools, your findings, your issues if there are any, and the client you have contacted about this timing. Okay. Okay, so now we have seen ROE and those things. So when we put it all together, there's a specific time frame. Like first of all, what we do is we use ROE review, then we go for passive scanning, and then for active scanning, and then the documentation thing. Um, that's it. I guess I didn't tell you the PT testing methodology, right? Hello.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let me start from a little basic. What PT is. I forgot the main thing to tell you. So penetration testing is an authorized simulated attack on any system which is used to identify vulnerabilities before real attackers do. The keyword is authorized. So without written permission, running a simple code scan is a crime. And the life cycle is like it has five core phases. The first phase we just saw today, which is reconnaissance. Like we gather intelligence. This is what we are going to do today. Passive, the same thing. Like whatever we did today. And here, so far we have not started with exploitation. It's just gathering information. Phase two is scanning and enumeration. So after finding some our targets, we poke at that systems like maybe the nmap thing comes here, which will help us map the open port services and versions more more specifically. Then third thing is
Excuse me, ma'am.
vulnerability.
Hello. Your screen is not visible. You are not presenting.
No, actually, I'm not presenting anything. I'm just verbally telling you.
Okay.
Yeah. So phase three is vulnerability analysis. Now we analyze what we have found. Like there's an open port. So maybe there's like I said for Apache, if there's RC for some specific version, we'll try those things. For this, you can go to Google and search for common CVs along with the version number. So you mostly get those things there, and then test according to it, like check for misconfigurations or any exploitable weakness if there's any. The next thing is reporting and remediation. Like I said, we document everything, what we found, how we have found it, the impact, and most importantly, we tell the client how to fix it. This is the reason why we are telling you to um, prepare your own notes because this is just a glimpse of practicing these things. And yeah,
So, Miss, I have a question.
yeah,
Have you completed the process, like exploitation or post-exploitation to
you're going to learn
other
about it further.
uh,
Today I'm just telling you the methodology as well as the first phase, but as the time passes, maybe tomorrow we'll go for vulnerability analysis and exploitation. Tomorrow we are also going to see a lab, so you'll get a better understanding. Like it's like a stimulation thing. We have designed it, so just be patient. This all will go as the time goes on because many of you are still freshers, so we don't want to you know add too much information directly. It will be harder for some people.
yeah, I get that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So as I was saying, the last phase is your reporting and remediation. Okay. So that's it. If you have any other question other than this, please let me know.
Hi Veronica, Fatan, good night. First, correct me if I'm wrong lah. Uh, but I don't see the proof of concept lah. Because I think it is the first the beginning of when we do the pen test. Before that, we should build or make a proof of concept. Maybe I want to ask how we can create the POC, or you give, or you can give one example, maybe. Yeah, just correct something, and correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess Vatan sir was answering to it. Yeah. Um, yeah, Vatan sir, can you please on your mic and answer it? Yeah, so you're audible. Is it Satkam? Vatan sir has replied to you in the chat section.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so not just Satpam, any else has any doubt regarding this? Whatever Sanika taught you today,
Yeah.
you can ask your doubts or your questions according to that. Yeah, go on.